Let's go ahead and try the show what you know questions for Lewis dot diagrams. We are going to draw the Lewis dot diagram for each of the following elements. First up is magnesium, or Mg. Let's go ahead and draw a box around it. Now, magnesium is in the second group of the periodic table, therefore it will have two valence electrons. Let's add them starting at the top, one on each side. Don't forget to remove the box, and now we are done. Next up is Si, which is silicone. We are going to put our little box around it, and since it is part of the 14th group, it has 4 valence electrons, which we are going to put along the sides of the box. Let's remove the box, and now we are left with the Lewis structure. Now, B is for boron, which is part of group 13, aka it has 3 valence electrons. We're going to add our little box. We're going to add 1 dot to each side until we use all 3. Now we can remove our box, and we are left with the Lewis structure. Kr is for krypton. It is part of group 18, so it will need 8 valence electrons. We're going to draw our box, and we are going to add 1 dot to each side until we do all 4. Now we need to start doubling up. 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and now krypton has 8 valence electrons. Let's remove our box, and we are done. P is for phosphorus, which is part of group 15 on the periodic table. It will have 5 valence electrons, so let's go ahead and add our box, and then add 1 dot to each side. We still got 1 more valence electron to place, so let's double up on the top. Remove the box, and we are done. Now we have K, which is for potassium. It is part of group 1, has 1 valence electron, and therefore just needs 1 dot. That dot goes on top. Now B is for beryllium, which is part of group 2, aka it has 2 valence electrons. Let's draw our box, add 1 electron to each side until we use both. Now we'll remove our box, and we are left with the Lewis structure for beryllium. Although helium is part of group 18, it is a part of the first row, and therefore can only have 2 valence electrons. As a matter of fact, it only has 2 electrons in general. That means that after we draw our box, we can add 2 electrons, 1 to the top and 1 to the side, and then remove our box, and we are done. For the last 2 examples, let's try removing the training wheels, the box. So Ca is for calcium, and it is part of group 2 on the periodic table. Therefore, there will be 2 valence electrons starting at the top, and add the second to the side. O is for oxygen, which is part of group 16 on the periodic table. It will have 6 valence electrons. We're going to add 1 to each side of the symbol, and then we are going to double up on 2 of them to make a total of 6 dots. Make sure you can do all 10 of these problems, and you are good to go.